Hi guys, happy Monday. I'm not sure if happy and Monday go in the same sentence, but I hope you're having a great day and that your week is starting off great. Mine really hasn't been. I've been really struggling a lot lately. I work at a coffee shop now and I have to get up before 4 o'clock in the morning, so my body is not fully adjusted to that on top of everything else. So that's been really difficult. And just doing that in the middle of such a hard season and such a grieving period has been almost like impossible for me. And I'm dealing with a lot of anger and a lot of emotion. And I really wanted to do this video because I haven't done one since before, I was even pregnant. And I was planning to do videos often while I was pregnant, kind of like this week, this is feeling this way type of video. And I don't really get the opportunity to do that. But I wanted to do a video about, what no one really tells you about grief and how these intense emotions are normal and how you will realize who your friends are during this time. People that claimed they were there for you before aren't. People that, you really, really, truly, deeply thought were your friends. And that's been something that I've had to deal with and had to come to terms with during this process as well. And it's been really hard because so many people just stopped reaching out, stopped answering, stopped caring, it seems like. And I get that people don't know what to say, but it's been so hard to deal with the absence of the people that were once really close to me. And I know I told, the story through social media. Obviously, we have the tattoo that we got and everything. I remember the day that I found out I was pregnant, like it was yesterday. It was early. It was like the literally first day of June, and I stopped tracking, stopped doing all of that, but yet I had this feeling inside of me, and they say that that really can happen. I had a feeling inside of me that the baby was here. This was our time. And when I found out it was true, Spencer had mono, and I ran to the other room, and he was half asleep, but he still, showed excitement, and I started planning right away. This is when I'll find out the gender. This is when this is when that, and like I instantly had a bond with our baby. And for me, life begins at conception. There's no doubt about it. Like, even if a baby never develops a heartbeat, they're still a baby. They still have a soul, and their souls go to heaven, if they don't make it. And I've come to that realization that my baby is in heaven with God now, but it doesn't take away the pain of wishing that my baby was still inside of me. The day that we lost the baby, I flashed back to a lot, and I started grief counseling last week and plan to go every week for now. And so vivid. And I just remember Spencer picking me up from the bed and taking me to the bathroom and taking me back to the bed. And I didn't want to believe it. There was so much denial in that moment that I thought the baby was still there because I had a separate bleed, a separate like subchronic bleed that can cause bleeding. And some women have that and their baby's fine. And half of women with subchronic bleeds miscarry. And, I was that part of that half. And I find myself asking God those questions like, why didn't my baby make it? Or why do people who don't want their children abuse their children, abuse drugs? Why do their babies make it? It never made sense. It still doesn't, really. And I'm going to ask God that question one day because only He knows. But I've really been struggling with my faith, struggling with my anger towards Him. That ultimately, He decides who lives and who doesn't. And our baby didn't make it. And for whatever reason, but the questions I have in my mind are normal. That's what my counselor told me. We could literally put those questions in our heads all the time, and so we're blue in the face. The truth is, I'll never know why it happened, but nobody tells you, there's no pamphlet, nobody prepares you for what the absolute anguish and pain is like when your baby dies inside of you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't bring them back. You can't undo something you think you might have done to cause it. I still love our baby. I think about our baby all the time. Just pray that it'll be revealed one day. And I know I'll see Jordan again in heaven. I know that. But it's hard for me to wrap my head around all of it. I've been angry. I've been a mess. I've been having outbursts. Grief is no joke. And we all grieve different. We need to take our time in our grief and understand that I don't grieve like you do and vice versa. But God is near to me. And I know that because he's near to the brokenhearted. But I've been the one walking further away. I've been the one angry. I've been the one with the walls up and the defense up because I ask him why couldn't our baby have made it? I would have loved our baby like no other, and I already did, even though my 9-week-old baby passed away at 6 weeks. We found out that I was really as far along pregnant as I thought, but the baby stopped growing at 6.5 weeks for whatever reason, and my body didn't know it. It's called a missed miscarriage. So 2 weeks after that's when I finally lost the baby. And this grieving process has been the hardest and darkest season of my life. I really need a lot of prayer, a lot of encouragement, and I feel very alone. I know one of the devil's antics is to isolate people, but I really feel like people don't understand. Some of the comments I've heard, just drink more of this and you'll have a healthy baby next time, or you're too thin, it's because you're too thin, and you weren't even that far along, just try again. Like, I guess I can't blame them because like Jesus said on the cross, forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing. And it's just reopening a wound and causing a lot of pain. So I choose to keep a lot of things to myself. And when we decide to have another child is our business. I definitely am not ready emotionally, and I really don't know when it'll get easier. But there has to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And things are really hard in every area of my life, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm thinking I'm having hyperactive thyroid issues now. My thyroid levels went up when I was pregnant. I don't think they ever dropped. And I'm shaky all the time, hot and cold, spacey and loopy, which anxiety and depression doesn't help that. But I have blood work in a couple weeks, really praying nothing else is wrong. I just feel awful. I feel sick every day. And, I don't want sympathy. I don't want any of that. I don't want attention. It really bothers me when people think I'm doing this for attention. That's between them and God, because I'm doing this to bring awareness to something people don't talk about, to show that I'm broken, I'm a mess, but yet I believe God can still use me. I just don't see it all right now. All I see is darkness, but I'm still trying to be a light in the darkness still. And please just know that my intent is not selfish, despite what it might look like to the outside world. It's not. And if you're going through grief, I'm right there with you. And if you lost your baby or know someone who did, just be gentle, be kind with them, give them time, be patient, and know that they just need someone to listen, and they just need someone who will show them some kind of love. And if you lost your baby, they're watching over you. I believe Jordan was gone too soon before I even got the chance to know him or her. I wonder who our baby would have looked like taken after that we would have found out the gender of our baby this week and started planning gender reveal parties. It's a rough road, and they don't ever tell you that, much through life. But I really wanted to come on here and open up to you guys because you've been a very supportive group to me, just giving me a lot of hope that I can't thank you for. Although I have learned who my true friends are, because there have been people who haven't even, bothered much, or just walked away, and I can't control that, but that's fine. I no longer want that in my life anyway. So if you can please keep me in your prayers during this time, I would really appreciate that. And not a day, not a day goes by that I don't think of Jordan and what happened. Basically, I'm just hoping that this video doesn't trigger anyone else, but basically your body goes into labor when you miscarry. I was in labor, I was sweating, I was shaking, my hearing was going, blood pressure was dropping. There was a lot of blood. I'm so thankful my husband was here to take care of me, because we lost the baby here. We buried the baby here, what we had of the baby, even though it wasn't what some people would say even a life, it was. The baby was starting to form muscle tissue, and we're gonna plant a tree in the front yard. And our baby is very loved by God. I know that. And no matter how far I run, he still loves me. I just need to go through all of this. I need to process through all of this and give myself time. I'm not sure when I'll do another video, but thank you for listening, and thank you for just being the type of support that I do need. The people that have been, thank you. And I really hope this helps somebody and this touches somebody. And I hope to talk to you guys later, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.